welcome back for RF Yao's little RF review. So, not too much has changed overall in terms of playing her. You kind of still have the same logic of use ult, kill an ally, do damage. The points that you are going to take for a Reforge will look something like this overall. Especially for TOA, this is one of the better setups that you can have. So I'll explain briefly the logic for why I did or didn't pick some of these nodes. So for this one, when energy is overflowing, damage is increased by 25% for 15 seconds. So she does usually have her energy full and she does basic attacks. However, while you are using ult, normally she's not going to have full energy or energy overflowing. So you won't get this bonus, and that is where most of your damage is going to come from. So we don't take this. It's kind of like a basic attack. Yao's basic attack does do a lot of damage because it does apply burn marks, but that's not typically how most people would play her. As for this one, the uptime on it just isn't very high, so when ultimate buff is active, so when you have eaten someone, damage dealt by your normal attacks count as skill damage. Her normal attacks do actually do quite a bit of damage, but still her ult just outclasses everything so much, so we just leave these aside for now. As for this one, it changes the ult buff effect from the sinner that you chose to ult to the allied sinner with the highest base attack, increases the bonus percentage by 20%. This sounds very nice on paper, but honestly doesn't really matter because usually now you expect to be playing RF Yao with Li Chen. Li Chen's gimmick is that her resistance changes to be her attack while she has ult, and you will usually ult with Li Chen so that she will not die to Yao's eat. And because of that, Li Chen's resistance is actually very high. It's basically only behind Corrin once converted to base attack. So you really don't need this for 5 points. It's not worth it when you're playing properly with Yao's entire team. And honestly, even if you are, let's say you're eating with Cassian, the point is not so much for you to choose the ally sinner with the highest attack. The point is to be able to use Yao's ult itself. The act of being able to use it does so much damage that honestly the attack buff is kind of secondary to it. So it's kind of okay if it's not like the highest attack because there are better things worth getting. So what do we take instead? We take all the small nodes, core break damage, we take burn damage increase, we take magic damage dealt, skill damage dealt. All of these are quite worth it. We don't take attack speed here because, again, basic attacks do hurt, but not as much as her ult. Magic pen, basically you can think of this as an attack buff in a kind of weird way. Mathematically, it's kind of like an attack buff. And because she gets so much attack buffs from, like, let's say shield stack or from eating allied sinners or for Shin or from Zichuan, so it's just very diluted, so we will take these other blue notes instead. That's the reason. Now, one of the gold ones worth taking here is doubling the burn mark damages coefficient. The reason Yao's ult does so much damage is number one, each hit just does a lot of damage, but number two, because each hit of her ult actually applies a burn mark, so doubling that, really nice. Anyway, moving on to her EX. We don't take Yao's own EX because it's attack speed. We just, again, her ult is the one that does damage. So because her ult counts as skill damage, we go for at the EX. At the EX is a unique buff on Yao. So undiluted, 20%, very easy to stack because Yao keeps applying burn. If you are playing with Cassian instead of Li Chen, you can take Nox's EX. This works really well in that situation because you can easily stack it up to the full 60% attack boost, which is nice. Now for this part here, we will always take some with plumes, no matter what build you're going for. It makes your ECB go to the entire map, very nice. And additionally, it inflicts fiery. So this increases burn damage taken by 20% for 12 seconds. Basically, lets ya do more damage to everyone, including the boss. So you will use your ECB before you start smacking the heck out of the boss, and it's just very free. So yeah, now here you've got two options. We will pick this one. Now, this one sounds nice because it's like, oh, the ult doesn't kill your allies anymore. Swallow effect is removed from ultimate, and it costs less, and the buffs are no longer removed after casting Falling Sun, blah blah blah. But the problem with this one is that it does not convert Yao's ult to become burn damage. So Yao's ult is still just skill damage. It applies a burn stack, but it's not burn damage type. So you have to pick this or Zichuan's buff of buffing burn damage, elemental type damage, is not going to apply, and you don't get like the massive stonks of playing with Zichuan. That really elevates RF Yao as a team up so high in the meta. So if you want the most damage, you basically have to take this one and play here with either Li Chen to be immunized against the death, or to play with Cassian so that he just revives himself and you don't lose a teammate. So yeah, that's the general idea. There is another build you can kind of go for in like longer fights where you don't want to kill allies. So if you don't need that much damage and you're okay with basic attacking most of the time, you can kind of go this instead. I call it perishless build, but I don't really recommend it. I would just go this generically and continue to play Yao, assuming she's going to have to eat someone. So yeah, if we go into the little demo for you guys to see. So your team can look something like this when you're playing RF Yao. You can change up things as well. For example, you can go Shin if you need a healer, you can go Cassian if you don't have Li Chen or something. RF Raven is really good as well. We're gonna get her in 3 months, so if you don't have melee, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I just wait for RF Raven. You kind of don't have to do anything with Yao early on in the fight, because you can just spam Hestia's ult. With S1 Zichuan, you can buff both of them. So you can just kind of spam Hestia ult, just get rid of the mobs. Yao is literally just like not doing anything right now if you're mobbing with Hestia. So now you can see the boss has a root course. So we'll pop Li Chen's ult, we'll pop Yao's ECB so everyone takes the mark, and also helps do 1 core break, which is nice. And then if you need it, you can spam another one for more core breaks. You can use melee or something. My melee died, but it's whatever. So I'll just pop Hestia's ECBs here to break the boss core, and we'll just go for it. So you just eat Li Chen, so you remove 1 stack of Imperial Bell, and then the ult. While the ult is going, the most effective way to not lose LL energy is to just use the ult and immediately hit that LL ult like that. So you buff the rest of the ult going on, you know? And then it just does so much damage, guys. And by the way, I wasn't even using Yao's buff here. So you can see here with this is the issue you get with Yao soloing. You either need ECB 3 Li Chen so you can ult quite early, so you can get Yao into ult, or you just kind of lag damage overall. So I do prefer playing her with a mobber, and of course Hestia is the easiest option. If you don't have Hestia, what you can kind of do, you can go instead for RF Lamia. RF Lamia actually does a lot of damage. I'm just gonna give her like some random crime brands. So if we do that, we give this over. So the Lamia does a little more skill damage. You can wipe the first wave with Yao's ECB. You know those elites are gonna be stubborn. Pop the rest with Lamia. It's okay if Lamia dies, we just need her help getting rid of like annoying mobs towards the back. Okay. And bad things happen. See now, the boss is going to yell. Just gonna swish and do that. And we're gonna core break. Get go here to help. Core break. And noms. And the boss is down. So yeah, if you don't have Hestia, I wouldn't really worry. The main issue is just a couple of stray mobs in annoying spots that Yao can't get through. So RF Lamia is an A rank, you know, you can get her for free, guaranteed from playing Insatiable Fiesta. So if you don't have RF Lamia, what you can do is you come to this city, you open special operations, here on east side, Insatiable Fiesta actually gives you guaranteed S0 Lamia. You can just level her and RF her. I really strongly recommend RF Lamia. Like, she's probably one of the best RFs in the game. So even if you're a new player, like up to current CN server, RF Lamia is still very, very strong. So I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, that's what you do if you don't have a S5 Chuan, or if you don't have Hestia. Anyway, I hope that was helpful for RF Yao. If you have any other questions, ask in the comments, and I will do my best to find you an answer. As for why I haven't uploaded the new peak test path videos yet, it's because S5 Chuan is too strong, so I've been trying to look for a lower shackle account, and I've been waiting for permission from the owner to log in. I just got it, so I will try to record a couple of videos now on their account. But yeah, so that's the reason. Anyway, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.